So I'm going to write loans and go to write the word or the number 1, skip a few lines, 2, skip a few lines, all the way to get to 7 on your note paper. We're going to define 7 words quickly. And these 7 words are ideas related to loans. This is very, very pertinent and very, very nitty-gritty real-life skills I'm about to teach you. Loans are a part of life. There's business loans when you graduate. There's personal loans for a car. There's student loans for college. There's home loans for when you buy your first home. Loans are a huge, huge part of life. That's why I'm going to cover this. So let's talk about loans. The very first vocabulary word. Here we go. So let's go to our first vocabulary word. We're going to do 7 of them. The very first one. On your notes, go ahead and write number 1. Underline it. Single payment loan is your first word. You're going to write that down. Single payment loan. Single payment loan. Here we go. A loan that you repay with one payment after a specified period of time. A loan that you repay with one payment. In other words, sometimes loans, you'll pay multiple payments so it's paid off. Single payment is you decide and you agree to pay it off at one time at a certain period of time. The whole thing in one payment. That's called a single payment loan. A loan that you repay with one payment after a specified period of time. Is promissory note. How about it, please? You know, a little more polite. A loan that you repay with one payment after a specified period of time. Get it right now. Hang tight. Got it? Second word. Promissory note. What is a promissory note in relation to loans? Anytime you get a loan, you'll have a promissory note. Later. I've never taken notes. You're the man. All right. A promissory note is a written and signed promise. I mean, promissory has the word promise in it. It's a promise that's written and signed to pay a sum of money at a specified time. So whether it's a car loan, student loan, home loan, personal loan, they'll always have a promissory note where you promise. It's a legally binding document. That's the second word. All right, number 3, maturity value. Maturity value. So if I lend Magdania some cash, she has a lot of faith in you, doesn't she? Let's say I lend $100, but you know what, Magdania? Relax. I give him $100. I lend. I'm going to charge him for lending him the money. I'm going to charge him 2%. So at the end of let's say me and him agree, you're going to. When I said by April, the total amount of money he gives me is maturity value. So go ahead and write this down for the definition. The total amount that must be repaid on a loan. It's not just what was borrowed by Asa, but the interest also. So it includes the principal borrowed, that means what I lent Magania, and what he paid me for lending him the money. That's called interest, and we went over that for credit cards. So copy this one down. After we're done with the notes, he's going, then you know what the word principle means. So let's go ahead and define what principle means formally. Here we go. So this is the fourth word now. We're good here? That's still number 3. Here's number 4. Principle. What the heck does principle mean? Write this down. This is 4. Now there's principal like Mr. Rodriguez of a school. That's spelled different. Right, with an L-E. Principal in finances, in money language, means this. Here we go. The amount of money borrowed. It's just a fancy word for the amount of cash money borrowed. That's all it is. The principal. In financial terms, is how much you borrowed. That's your principal. Phone's away right now. Thanks. The amount of money borrowed. All right, 3 more to go. You guys are doing good. Here's number 5. Number 5, here we go. Term. The term of a loan. The term of a loan. When I lent Magana that $100, what did we agree? When did we agree that he's going to pay me back? April. Term. So term means, watch this. It's the amount of time for which a loan is granted. I'm going to lend you $100 till April. You got to pay that puppy back with my interest. That's the term. The time allotted. Right. Allowed. Given. The term, you got the principal. You got the maturity value. Lost your stance, man. The amount of time for which a loan is granted. Yep, 2 more. Last is ordinary interest is number 6. Ordinary interest. Remember, interest is what I charge. Yeah, $2. The percent what he borrowed, that's interest. There's 2 kinds. The last 2 words are ordinary interest and exact interest. Here's ordinary interest. Here we go. Double check this on here. All right. Ordinary interest is, here we go. It's calculated by basing the time of the loan on a 360-day year. We already know that 365 days are in a year. Ordinary interest is based on a 360-day year. Kind of subtracts holidays and such. 360-day year. Exact interest is based on a normal calendar year, 365. There's a last definition. You're going to keep them because you're going to do the matching game right now after we do one example. We're going to do one quick example and we're done with our notes for today. And then you're going to go on your matching game. Whatever sub comes in right now is going to watch your matching game time to beat your first time and then go on to your grade check and credit check. He's going to come in a few minutes here. Yeah.
How come they haven't took your computers?
Special, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I need one.
I got you. So you'll use mine today. All right, let's do one example and we're done with our notes. Here we go. Let's do one example of ordinary and exact interest. So what I want you to do is make a quick cloud underneath your vocab. Magana, Medina, help me out. I'm throwing three quick formulas at you. One for ordinary interest, one for exact interest, and one for maturity value. Go ahead and write these down quickly. Ordinary interest, exact interest, and maturity value. So ordinary interest is equal to the principal, remember that's the amount loaned, plus the rate, or times the rate, that's the interest rate. Remember the credit card, this for a warm-up was 2.5 credit, 2.5%, times the time of days divided by 360. Look at the difference between ordinary and exact. The only difference is that ordinary involves 360-day year, exact involves 365-day year. Go ahead and copy that down. We'll do one quick example. All right. So the only example for today, here we go, example 1. Copy that down. I'll go back and give you the formula. I'll just copy example 1 down. After this.